Okay, now we're getting to the associate expense report. We gave you some samples. This is something that we can send to you. It might even be in your Dropbox, but anytime you need, if you say, I can't find this associate expense report form, we can email it to you so you can go in and you can probably put your expenses on there, detail it, and then print it off and sign it and attach your expenses and send it to us and ask for reimbursement. And that's what an associate expense report form is for, is asking for reimbursement for some expenses, and most of the time it's going to be when you're on the field. Now, you may have expenses now, definitely, that you're covering that you're going to want to use this form for coming to PFO. Now, PFO may have some forms that they're going to give you to use for getting reimbursement for your expenses. I think they do, but you may then go out and start raising money and have some travel expenses. This is the form that you want to use to turn in your travel and your itemized expenses. Know that we need all travel receipts: hotel, airfare, bus, car rental, train. I don't know you want to take a train, but no matter what the dollar amount is. Then we get to the $75 dollar mark for other expenses. If you had some office supplies and stuff that you're using for going to take to the field or something, if it's under $75, we don't need the receipt, but we definitely need an itemized detail of the expenses, okay? So the instructions are in the book on what we need, but this is the form that you're going to use to send to get reimbursement for your expenses. Date it and sign it. You know how many of these we received that have never been signed? And we really need your signature because it's proof that it's your expense, you know. You're saying this is valid, this is true, kind of like a good report. I had these expenses, and you need to date it and sign it. Of course, that's dealing with when you're across seas, exchange rate. We need receipts converted into English. I don't know any other language. I'm not even going to try, because that's where you get into trouble. But it has, you know, we need to know what kind of expense you have incurred. We need to know the U.S. dollar amount, the exchange rate. So that's the information that needs to be on the receipts. It says on there that you're supposed to, when you get a receipt expense that you want reimbursement and you're across seas, you're going to actually email the reports to us. When you're U.S., you're going to mail them. But when you get across seas, you're going to actually be able to email them. And in the back of the book here, we give you all the directions on how to email your reports. So, and you have your missionaries who will be able to help you through it so that you can do it. But you get your receipt. We gave you stamps. Take the stamp, stamp it. And you're going to put on there AER 32415. And then you're going to scan and send your receipts in AER to the secure email address. So that's what those stamps are for. You know how many of you people go to the field without those stamps? I can tell you right now, 95% of you will, unless I say this over and over. Now, it's okay if you don't take it. Send it back to me. But besides that, you're going to have to handwrite on every single receipt. AER 31515. So we try to make it simple because we know the writing can be monotonous and tiring. So we give the receipts, the stamps, so we can make it simple for you. So I would tell you to tuck it in your box, in your suitcase, flip it in there, and till you leave, you know it's sitting there. Don't leave home without that stamp. The reports I can email to you, those I cannot. Okay, good idea to keep all receipts even if AGM does not require them for audit purposes. And of course, Keith went over that. It's really important that you keep your receipts no matter if we don't require them, because IRS might require them. And it's just wisdom. Even, you know, in the U.S., you keep your receipts for so long. It's just wisdom. Keep them. Use something that's going to allow you to, you know, I don't care if you have one envelope per month or per quarter, but obviously keep the receipts all there so that They're not just fluttering around the house and you open the door and they fly everywhere. Oh, my word, you know. Okay? And so you can pull them out, not running around the room trying to find them, okay? One place that you can go to do your, and here's the thing, you'd be wise to do, some people send me in an expense report almost every week. I would advise once a month, do a monthly, if you're going to have monthly expenses, then trying to send in something every week via email. So, you know, or maybe once every 2 weeks. At the most, but at least no more, you know, not every week sending in an expense report. So that's my advice, either a monthly or no more than two times a month versus trying to send something in every week. So group items and categories. So you want to group all your travel expenses together, then all your office expenses, and of course do the detail, the amount, the date, the place, the business purpose with whom. You know, I went and had coffee with the women's ministry at Panera Bread on 2/17. Well, I guess we're past that date, unless I say 16. So, you know, that we're asking for that kind of information so that you have a reason for why that expense is there. It's just not, I had coffee with so-and-so. But why were you there? You met with the WMs for a ministry conference or whatever it is. We need that information when you submit the expenses.